Hello and welcome to our show. I've got Elliot Pfebve today. Elliot Pfebve is associate professor. He's a lecturer. He's MDC EU representative. He's also an author, a former MP, Bindura candidate, and he was pitted against Bodagezi and Elliot Manyika in two different occasions, or two different elections. Hello, Elliot.
Hello, Derek Kafuma. How are you?
I'm okay. I just wanted, one of the things that I'm passionate about is that we've got authors, we've got very prominent people, but very little is known about what they do, and very little contribution has been done. For example, you've written a book, and the title of the book is Zimbabwe, My Home, My Frustration, Articles of Defiance. You've got a copy there. I've also got my copy here. So, yes. So, congratulations for writing a book. I'm sure you've got more books than this one. So, in this series of videos, and I think because we've got, how many chapters is this one? We've got about 10 chapters. So we're looking at about 10 videos, which we're going to make based on each chapter. So today we're looking at chapter 1. And in chapter 1, at the very beginning, okay, so there's a dedication, and you dedicate the book to your brother Matthew Pfebve, may his soul rest in peace, and also to the Movement for Democratic Change. Can you explain why you dedicated a book to both your brother, the late Elliot Pfebve, and the MDC, or Movement for Democratic Change?
Yes, I can say it wasn't easy to come up with a book. Actually, initially, that was not my intention at all. When MDC was formed in September 1999, there were a lot of episodes and also some fixed points in history that we went through. And most of those were not documented at all. And then the culminating in myself being a candidate for Bindura, contesting against Bodagezi. There were a series of political milestones that happened during that period. Some of them were reported in the media, local media, even Herald reported them, the Standard, the Fingers, the Daily News, ABC of Australia, the BBC, CNN, and so forth. But again, when my brother was murdered, I started seriously reflecting on those incidents and fixed points of history to say, yes, the newspapers have reported this, and both as a family, we didn't have a copy of what they've reported. As a party, MDC, a part of excellence, we were not even documenting our own success stories, our own vindictiveness, our own mishaps. All that was happening within MDC, including the murders that were happening, the destruction of property, people who were injured and incarcerated. We were not deliberately, not necessarily that we didn't want to document them, but that it never was the intention of the struggle to document every story of the struggle. Actually, we didn't know that 17 years to today we will still be in the trenches. So what then happened to me was to say, okay, fine. I think it is very important that we document initially it wasn't a book, but it was documenting what was happening in the struggle on both sides, ZANU-PF and MDC. And then eventually in 2000, October, I went to the US when we sued Robert Mugabe and his government for committing atrocities against innocent civilians in Zimbabwe. So that again was a moment of documentation. 2001, again, the same court case, when Mugabe appealed to the US federal court. We documented that. I documented that. In 2001, when I contested with Elliot Pfebve, I did document that. And so aggressively from 2001, I started writing sort of a blog. Unfortunately, technology wasn't that advanced as it is today. So I wouldn't say then it was called a blog, but it was much of a diary. 2002, 2003, I continued writing about what was happening in the struggle. 2004, and then again, this book, in short, captures from September 1999 to Government of National Unity 2011. There's also a bit of some episodes of half part of 2012. If you look at the cover of the book and the title of the book, Zimbabwe, My Home, My Frustration, Articles of Defiance. So the pictures on the front cover. There is on top there is the president of MDC, Morgan Tsvangirai, and then you've got Robert Mugabe in his defiance moment with a clenched fist. And below Robert Mugabe, you see a militia. Okay, so this is a militia that was trained to cause havoc to the entire country. Again, its headquarters initially was in Bindura and was then exported to various provinces. And then, so there was a sort of a comparison where Tsvangirai was a popular candidate coming from the grassroots of ZCTU and the people of Zimbabwe. And then Mugabe entrenched in his military fatigue. So I looked at this to say, yes, this is my Zimbabwe. Yes, this is my country where I was born. Okay, hence Zimbabwe, my home. It will remain my home in whatever form it is. Zimbabwe, my home, my frustrations. It is my frustrations because I know Zimbabweans have got the capacity, and the country has got a capacity to surpass all the SADC regions in terms of its intellectual capital, in terms of its resources, development, etc. But that chance is not being given because of the political party that is in power under the guise of Robert Mugabe. So, and then articles of defiance, I was looking at. Yes, the articles that I was writing since 1999 up to now are not articles that would be blessed by ZANU-PF. And of course, I mean, 2013, when I went back to Zimbabwe, at the airport there, I was quizzed. And I was told that I was not a patriotic person. But it's based, again, on the articles that I've been writing. So, yes, there are articles of defiance in that I know the ruffle feathers of the regime of Robert Mugabe, the bourgeoisie, but I'm also aware that it is coming from the core heart of what I believe in terms of democracy and what is enshrined in MDC as a part of democracy. And yes, so that's how I came about with the topic, Zimbabwe Home and Frustration.
Okay, thank you very much for that answer. So in chapter 1, you state that in 1890, Zimbabwe was colonized by the British through Cecil John Road, and it was administered by the British South Africa Company. But in 1923, Zimbabwe was annexed by the British to become part of the British Empire. So how does that? What was the difference between the colonization by the British and the annexation?
Okay. What I think maybe first and foremost, let me sort of do a historical narrative to say, why did I have to put the historical perspective from the 1980? The reason is when I was writing the book, I said, okay, fine, because when you are writing a book, you write a book with an audience in mind. And I looked at it to say, okay, fine, I'm writing this book. This book will be read by generations well after I've gone. And this book is going to be read by people, not necessarily Zimbabweans, people who are outside Zimbabwe and people of other nations who are interested in the history of Zimbabwe. So then I decided,